Greetings, metallurgists. Marty is back again, and I'm excited today to talk about Deceased, a band that I have liked for a very long time. And these guys have been shrieking from that moldy old hearse now for 40 years, which is an amazing accomplishment. Unlike a lot of bands who, the older they get, kind of run out of gas, Deceased just keeps getting better and better. Children of the Morgue, let's talk about it. So yes, today I'm here to discuss Deceased, Children of the Morgue, which is coming out on August 30th, 2024 on Hell's Headbangers Records. This is Deceased's 8th album. Like I said, 40 years and still kicking ass. And after 8 albums, is it still death metal from the grave? That's the tagline. Yes, I will say that. And even at their gnarliest, to me, Deceased have always been, first and foremost, an underground heavy metal band with many death metal tendencies. Early on, the first couple records, there was always a raw but very innovative and inspired way of approaching death metal. And it wasn't really until 1997's Fearless Undead Machines where the band kind of evolved and streamlined and perfected their early years and really brought out the heavy metal side of their inspiration, which was always there. And ever since Fearless Undead Machines, the band has been growing from strength to strength. They're getting out on the road, playing some shows, trying to support every album the best they can. And it's been really awesome over the years to hear them expand and grow as songwriters. And also, as the band has progressed, they have really cultivated a sound all their own, in spite of some very obvious influences. And one thing that I take away from Children of the Morgue, in 2024, a band this old, it does not sound like a band that has been slogging along all the years in the twilight of their musical career. No, to me, Deceased, more so than ever, sounds youthful and inspired. They sound ravenous in their hunger to me on this album. And it sounds to me like this could be their most mature, exciting, and advanced album to date. Let's get into it. From what I understand, the concept of Children of the Morgue loosely circles around one's growing preoccupation with death, which unfortunately is a topic that infects the minds of everyone as we get older. You know, our friends, our families pass on. I mean, leaving us behind to carry on a legacy until it becomes our time to fade away. You know, we're left with questions like, did we do enough? Will we be remembered? Where will I go after I pass? All truly human questions that we all ponder. And even though this is a loose interpretation of what King has so poetically created lyrically on this album, the concept fits perfectly with the moody and mighty material on Children of the Morgue. And, you know, King is in control of the concept, the lyrics. One thing he has always done, he has had a lot to say on every album. So there's always a lot of lyrics that tend to arise from a lot of the songs. I call it the John Arch complex. That's not a slam at all. That is just an observation. But one thing to take away from Children of the Morgue is King obviously approached this material, listened to this material, and realized that there was so much melody and emotion and passion going on within the music. He stepped back the lyrics quite a bit, only really embellishing the verses when needed to and really selling a chorus. He's step back, allowing musical breaks to unfold and develop and grow as Mike Smith and Shane Fogel interact, sometimes with dueling guitar lines, excellent lead work. And in doing this, King has allowed a lot of space and an organic atmosphere to arise from the material. So it was a really good choice. I've always liked his vocals. They sound great. He sounds excellent on here. There's never been an album where I'm like, oh, King is sounding a little strained on this. No, it sounds like King Fowley. He's singing with a lot of power and passion and really selling the concept in the lyrical content. Getting a bit into the music here, first thing you're going to take away is amazing guitar work. It's very spacious and melodic, and Mike and Shane really feed off each other excellently on this record. The band has a strong understanding on knowing when to keep the music simple, which allows space for each guy's talents to rise above. And they seem to know also when it's time to increase the aggression so that they can acknowledge their death metal roots a bit more. Every song has a powerful hook to it, which is very key to helping the listener remember, recall, and have it stick in their head long after the album is done. Children of the Morgue is a fine balance of give and take, a lot of dynamics, and amazing guitar work. You can tell there's a lot of traditional metal coming out of this album, and they've been curating this for years, and they've become the masters at this point. Let's take a look at some of the tracks on the album. The lead-off track, Children of the Morgue, it's a great opener, epic and adventurous. The song encapsulates all of the Deceased influences into one epic winding track. Traditional metal riffing and melody lines, you're going to hear a lot of those on this song and in this album. Hints at Voivod chord structures, vibrant solo work. This track comes out of the gate swinging. Terranaut is next on my radar. Is this some of the best and most mature material Deceased has ever written? Man, my vote is yes on this one. The songcraft is so emotional and engaging on the song. It's exciting and powerful, filled with melody. Check this out. The Reaper is nesting. Very similar intro to the song as Terranaut. Mid-paced and playful track, kicks up the intensity for the verse, which is nice. One of the more aggressive tracks on the album thus far. Gang yells? Yes. Headbanging tempo and riff work? Yes. I just love the guitar work from Mike and Shane on the song.
The Reaper is the one. Moving on, moving on. No day, no back one day. And now it strikes. The song will rise. Open sky.
Getting into the aforementioned dynamics, the Gravedigger is up next on the radar. This is a more subdued track. It's plodding, heavy, more dissonant chords and tremolo riffs stacked upon a slower drum beat. It's also the longest track on the album at 8 minutes 41 seconds. I really like how the track opens up in the middle of the song with spacious riffs and a quicker tempo. It feels like your soul is soaring above the graveyard with those epic solos and airy atmosphere. The layering during this chunk of the song adds to the atmosphere. They do this for a while before returning to the plodding din is found at the beginning of the song.
Beware your shattered mind. Beware the steel. Beware the trap.
Okay, we're getting to the album closer, Farewell. Massive twin guitar lines fills me with an epic sorrow on this one. The band really capitalizes on that pure heavy metal feeling on this song. And the sense of saying goodbye kind of hits me as the refrain circles back around to acknowledge the chorus from the opening track, Children of the Morgue. They skillfully bookend the album where it began in true conceptual fashion. Always an indication of a well-written album where you can bring back a complete phrase from another song and have it fit in perfectly, not only with the track that's being played, but the feel and the theme of the album as a whole. Well done, well written, excellent. Getting into the production of the album, there's a lot to be said about this as well, because this is probably one of the best sounding Deceased albums there has been. They've captured their sound, and it feels like a live setting, which gives it a more spacious sound. Excellent guitar, bass, and drum tone, and a very organic mix. Children of the Morgue sounds truly alive and sonically unique from their counterparts. It's a very warm and inviting tone all around on this album, and that uniqueness helps it stand out as well on sound alone, not even talking about the music contained herein. So in closing, Children of the Morgue, what do I think? I went in this already with a biased opinion that it was going to be an excellent Deceased album, because really Deceased has yet to let me down. It is my impression that Deceased as a whole is always kind of seemed like an underdog in the death metal underground. I don't know if it's their age. I don't know if people see them as too unique. I don't know if it's because they don't lean into what's trendy at the moment. Deceased has always sounded like Deceased. What really impressed me about Children of the Morgue is how much the band has developed, even since Ghostly White. I was not expecting to be so enthralled by the guitar work, the songwriting, the passion, the emotion that has come out of this record. The guitar work is excellent. It really is. It's simplistic, yet filled with flair and color. The songwriting, like I said, King cut back the lyrics quite a bit, so he sings when the song needs it, and he gets out of the way when it's time for the music to take center stage. And that is a sign of maturity. That is a sign of really listening to what your musicians are creating and allowing them to have a voice as well. I think this album is excellently written, and I've listened to it a bunch since we've gotten the promo. And you know what? The good news is it's now available. You can go check it out on whatever streaming service you prefer, and you too can enjoy this album as a whole. I really am thankful and impressed that a band this long in their career, they don't sound like they're fizzling out. A lot of bands are on life support when they get 40 years into their career, let's be honest. A lot of bands do their best material early on, and they can string it along for albums and maybe just do what's expected of them. Deceased, like I said, it sounds like a band that's young and ready to attack. They sound ready to take over, and man, if this was their last album, they're going out on a massive statement. Knowing King, I don't think this is the last album, and I think the band is locked in, and who knows what the next album is going to be. But for now, we have Children of the Morgue. Big thumbs up from me, gets the heavy metallurgy stamp of approval, and I encourage you all to go check it out. But yeah, that's it. And thank you for checking out this review. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you like it, hey, there's a bunch of others on here. On Heavy Metallurgy that myself and my colleagues have contributed to the site. So please go check those out. We also have weekly streams on Wednesday night and Friday night. Don't forget to check those out as well. We enjoy having you and interacting with you in the chats. But until next time, that's it. Check out Deceased, and we will talk to you later. Cheers.
Take documents beyond